live at Joan Joyce Field at FAU Softball Stadium here on FAU Owl Radio on YouTube. I'm Maddox Greenberg. The FAU Owls are starting hot this season, winning their first 5 games of the season. Their opponent for today, Georgia State, has not. The Panthers are winless, losing their first 4 games of the season, including a 2-0 loss to Wisconsin earlier today. This is the final day of the Paradise Classic as the Owls look for the sweep before starting the Joan Joyce Classic this upcoming Thursday versus Minnesota. The Owls have been cooking offensively, scoring a combined 30 runs in their first 5 games of the season. Defensively, they hold opponents to an average of 2 runs. Last night, the Owls defeated Missouri State 11-0 in 5 innings, with senior pitcher Gabby Isako throwing the no-hitter. They're set to face Georgia State for the second time in program history and in this classic. On Friday night, in their second game of a doubleheader, the Owls won 5-1 with junior pitcher Autumn Courtney pitching a complete game. Georgia State hasn't had much success on either side of the ball. Offensively, they've totaled with 4 runs in 4 games, while defensively allowing 21 runs. When we return, we'll discuss starting lineups and get ready for the first pitch. I'm Maddox Greenberg, and you're listening to FAU Owl Radio on YouTube. We are live here on FAU Owl Radio. Maddox, Greenberg here. FAU playing the final game of the Paradise Classic in their final game to open their first 6 games. FAU versus Georgia State for the second time in program history. And tonight, and in this classic, FAU wearing their blue uniforms, Georgia State wearing their whites. Still waiting to see the starting lineups for the Georgia State. However, Georgia State will be getting to start offense here at the top of the first inning momentarily. Ashton Schroyer will be batting for Georgia State to kick things off. Batting left with Jay Martinez for FAU, who played in the Clemson game back on Friday night, will be pitching for FAU. Schroyer batting for Georgia State, the junior from Canton, Georgia. First windup, hits high at the top of the bat, out of the left side of the stadium, and it'll be strike one. That'll be a foul ball. Martinez, last season, played 20 games, starting in 10 of them. The left-handed pitcher for FAU. For the windup, hits the top of the bat, and again over to the left side, out of the field of play, be 2 foul balls. 0-2 is the count. FAU is 5-0 on the season. Georgia State is 0 for 4. Another windup. Be a ball 1. 1-2 is the count. Here at the top of the first, rather the top of the batting order was Schroyer. Georgia State last year, 11 for 42 regular season. In conference, only one conference win. Wind up by Martinez. Low pitch, 2-2 is the count. Martinez, the junior from Tallahassee, Florida, a USF transfer. Martinez with the windup. It's hot by the bat and outside again to the left side of the stadium. 2-2 remains the count, as that was a foul ball. Another windup. The top of the high of the bat, outside of the left area of the field. Count remains 2-2. Low pitch outside, and that will actually hit Schroyer at the foot. Schroyer will be hit by a pitch, runs to first. Now we have second of the lineup for Georgia State is Riley Garrett, batting right, number 16 for Georgia State. Martinez with the windup. That will be inside, ball, strike one. Martinez with the windup. Swing and a miss. Strike two. Garrett, the freshman for Georgia State. Here at the top of the first inning with this on the second part of the lineup. High pitch, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Martinez pitches. Hit the top of the bat over to the left side. That'll be a hit over to the left side. Both runners advance. That'll be a single for Garrett. Now stepping up to bat for Georgia State is Maya Mumfield. Maya Mumfield, the junior from Decula, Georgia. Batting left. Catcher for FAU, Yates, speaking with the pitcher Martinez in the circle. Georgia State is being led by first-year head coach Becca Owens, while FAU's being led by three-year head coach Jordan Clark. FAU is the reigning 2024 AAC regular season champions in their first year in the American. Were eliminated in the first round in the regionals in the Tallahassee regional. Martinez with a windup. And the big ground ball hits high, goes down to center field, and Georgia State gets on the board first with Ashton Schroyer circling third, heading home. Quite an unorthodox beginning for FAU, as they didn't prevent anyone from getting to first. Little timeout here between both teams. Now the Owls disperse from the mound. Two runners on base. Mumfield at first, Garrett at second. Georgia State up early 1-0 here at the top of the first, as Kiki Edwards for Georgia State batting now. Batting right. And swing and a miss. Strike one. Georgia State with 2 hits in the game. Another windup down the middle. Ball 2. Sorry, strike 2. Another windup. It's high from the top of the bat over to the right side, out of the field of play, foul ball. Kiki Edwards, the graduate from Woodbridge, Virginia, the Mississippi State transfer. Last year for Georgia State, batted .264, had 14 hits, 2 doubles, 11 RBIs, and 4 walks and 1 stolen base. Another windup, swing and a miss, and struck out. First out for the Owls. Now stepping up to bat for Georgia State is Lauren Brister, the first baseman for Georgia State. Martinez with the windup. It's high, and that'll be pop up out of the field of play. Foul ball. 0-1 is the count. Martinez with another windup. Behind home plate by Brister. 0-2 is the count. FAU won this game on Friday evening 5-1 with Courtney throwing a complete game. Wind up by Martinez. Brister has a high and caught. Great catch by Kylie Chanel. And that sets a third and final out as that ball was heading straight for center field and looked to be a single that would have sent a runner for Georgia State and bringing the Panthers up by 2. However, the Panthers are up by 1. When we return, FAU will be at bat for the first time of this game. You're listening to FAU Owl Radio on YouTube. Back here on FAU Owl Radio, Maddox Greenberg here. FAU is down early, 1-0 over Georgia State here at the bottom of the first inning. As Kylie Hammond for FAU at bat for the first time for FAU in this game. FAU is here at the top of the batting order. The windup outside. Pitcher for Georgia State is 27. Emily Hodnet. Pitching for Georgia State. Down the middle. 1 ball, 1 strike. Hammond's batting left and Hodnet pitching left. Wind up. And ground ball, but it lands just outside. Be a foul ball, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Hammonds hits the ball, goes straight to the second baseman for Georgia State, Schroyer, and be the first out for FAU. Sierra Gibson for FAU now stepping up to bat, batting left. Gibson, the Liberty transfer in their first season at FAU, the sophomore from Orange Park, Florida. Hits the ball down, ground ball, short, and second. No, Gibson we ruled safe at first. Stepping up to bat, first baseman, will be third baseman Justiana Mora, junior from Apopka, Florida. Was on the 2024 AAC second team, batting the left-handed batter. Hodnet with a windup. Actually, apologies, that's not Hodnet pitching. That's Mumfield, number 4 Mumfield. Another windup, down low. 2 balls, no strikes. Wind up by Mumfield and sent sky high over to the warning track at center field. And Gibson for FAU was able to steal home. So now it's Mora at first. Sorry, Mora at second. Now Chloe Yates for FAU, the New Mexico transfer, also in her first year at FAU, stepping up to bat at the right box. Game tie 1-1. Runner on second, scoring position. Low pitch out of the hands of the catcher for Georgia State. Ball one. Both teams have 2 hits here at the bottom of the first inning. Wind up by Mumfield. Be 2 balls, no strikes. Mumfield will wind up high. 3 balls, no strikes. Another windup by Mumfield, and Yates will be walked. She was walked 7 times last year at New Mexico. And Yates heads to first. Timeout by Georgia State. Be 2 runners at first. So stepping up to bat for FAU will be Kylie Chanel, who made the remarkable catch that would ruled an final out here in the top of the first. Chanel will be at bat with Yates at first and Mora at second. Mumfield will wind up outside. 1 ball, no strikes. Wind up by Mumfield, low and outside. 2 balls, no strikes. Third windup. Ball 3. Strike 1, 3-1 is the count. Pitch and behind home plate, be a foul ball, full count. With FAU and Georgia State tied at 1 apiece here in the bottom of the first. Runners on first and second with 1 runner in scoring position. And Chloe hits the ground ball all the way to the left field. Runners advance, bases loaded. Heading up to plate now is Kylie Shelton, right-handed batter from Lexington, South Carolina, the sophomore.
Now batting, the right fielder, number 16, Kylie Shelton.
Sorry, Shelton batting left. The windup and hits just outside. A muffed hit. Be strike 1 as that was a foul ball. Shelton last year at Colgate. Colgate transfer. First year at FAU. She was the Rookie of the Year in 2024. She had a batting average of .324. On field with a windup. Yate and Shelton hits it to the shortstop, and Mora will be ruled safe. FAU, sorry, will be ruled out. Tied, still tied, 1 run apiece. Bella Semino for FAU now stepping up to bat, batting right. Semino from Farmingdale, New York. Last year only played 6 games, had 1 start. Low pitch. Ball 1. Still with bases loaded. Another windup low, outside. Ball 2. Inside, 2 balls, 1 strike. Three ball, 1 strike. Three balls, 1 strike. Bases loaded. And Semino hits a sky high over outside the right side of the stadium. Foul ball, 3-2 count. Semino is the 7th in the batting order. FAU is flying through their batting order here at the bottom of the first. Mumfield with a windup. Low. And walks Semino as Yates walks to first. FAU's now up 2 runs to 1. Stepping up to bat is now number 33 for FAU, Destiny Johns, the freshman from Groveland, Florida. The left-handed batter, stepping up to the plate. Wind up. And that will be outside, ball 1. Another windup. And hits by Johns. Ground out error by Georgia State. And 2 runs come from that as Yates and Chanel able to make it home. And it is 4-1 with that single that led to a double run. Error by Jefferson of Georgia State. Now on the bottom of the batting order for FAU here in the bottom of the first, it will be Bella Foran. The windup. Wind up, 1 ball, 1 strike. Another windup and tries to go for the swing. The umpire will be ruling that a ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike is the count. And Foran Hits to the side near her dugout off the left side. Count is at 2-2 with 2 outs. Runners on first and second. Full count, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Brand, freshman from Hoover, Alabama. Wind up left-hand batter. And John's trying to go for a steal and cannot get a steal second base. She was on the run, was caught in between both first and second baseman. But that we ruled the third and final out, and we are done here with the first inning. When we return, FAU will be up 4-1. When we return, FAU will be on the defense as Georgia State tries to get starting offensively in the top of the second inning. We're listening to FAU Owl Radio on YouTube. Back here on FAU Owl Radio, Maddox, Greenberg here. FAU is up 4 runs to 1 as they went on a 4-run scoring in the bottom of the first. We're at the top of the second as Chloe Hatcher for Georgia State is at bat. Martinez, the left-handed pitcher, going to, and Hatcher first hit be foul ball, be a strike 1. Hatcher, right-handed batter, sophomore from Columbus, Georgia. Martinez with the windup. Swing and a miss by Hatcher. Hatcher is 6th on the batting order for Georgia State. FAU went through all of their entire batting lineup to end the bottom of the first. So FAU once again went on a huge scoring run. Martinez windup. Big swing and a miss. And Hatcher struck out. Stepping up to bat for Georgia State will be Chloe Middlebrooks, senior from Bishop, Georgia. The center fielder. Right-handed batter. Winded by Martinez. Down the middle. Just low, be a strike, be a ball 1. Martinez with another windup. Inside. Ball 2. Martinez with the pitch. Outside. Ball 3. outside, and that'll be a strike. First strike. Martinez close to walking Middlebrooks. Middlebrooks set last year set a her freshman year set a Georgia State record with hits by pitch per game and hit by pitch. And Middlebrooks is walked for Georgia State. Ugly beginning for Martinez at the top of the second. And stepping up to bat now for Georgia State's number 31, Mackenzie Walker from Marietta, Georgia. She ran track at Georgia State from 2021 to 2023. The fifth-year senior, Martinez with the windup. Inside, strike one. Martinez with the windup, outside, ball one. 1-1 is the count. Walker last year batting an average of .340. He had 8 runs, 18 hits, 2 doubles, and 7 RBIs. Was walked 4 times last year. Another windup high outside. Ball 2. 2-1 is the count. Down the middle, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Last on Friday when Georgia State played against Florida Atlantic, Middlebrooks had 2 strikeouts. Martinez with the windup. Inside and ruled safe. Runners advance. Sorry, Mackenzie Walker last time FAU played against Georgia State. Walker had 1 hit and 1 strikeout. Now up to bat is the shortstop, Sierra Jefferson. Martinez with the wind up to the right-handed batter, and a bunt goes outside the foul line. Strike one. Martinez with the windup, and strike 2 by Jefferson. Martinez with the windup, and hit right behind home plate by Jefferson. 0-2 remains the count. Jefferson again hits a behind home plate with another foul ball. Count remains 0-2. Wind up high. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Wind up by Martinez. That'll be a ball. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Jefferson was looking to hit, but decided not to midway through. And that'll be a 2-2 count. 2-2 count, runner in scoring position at the second base. Sierra Jefferson at bat for Georgia State. Wind up and hits over to the left side beyond the foul line. Remains 2-2 count. Georgia State looking to get a win today and get their first win of the season. Meanwhile, FAU is looking to remain perfect in sweeping the Paradise Classic. This is the last game of the Paradise Classic before the Joan Joyce Classic starts this Thursday. Wind up by Martinez, low outside, 3-2 count. Wind up by Martinez. It's behind home plate. Another foul ball. Count remains full. 1 out. Runners at first and second. Martinez and Jefferson hits the sky high over to the left side out of the stadium. Remains 3-2 as of the count. Wind up by Martinez. It's behind home plate again by Jefferson. Count remains 3-2. Martinez with the windup. And Jefferson swings as Middlebrooks tried to steal third, was ruled out. And that will end the top of the second. Georgia State goes scoreless. FAU, when they return, FAU will be back on the offense, starting at the top of their batting order. Here at the bottom second, here on FAU Owl Radio. Back here on FAU Radio, Maddox Greenberg here. FAU up 4-1 here at the bottom of the second. Back to the starting line, starting batting order for FAU is Kylie Hammond. Actually, they'll be starting at the bottom of this lineup. Turns out to the bottom of the lineup. And Ferran will be batting for FAU, number 9 on the batting order. Ferran, the left-handed batter, going against Mumfield. And Ferran hits the ground ball and through the hands of the first baseman. That was from Walker to Brister. Brister couldn't control the ball. And with a second error for Georgia State, FAU has a runner on first. Now back to the top of the batting order as Kylie Hammonds, the center fielder, redshirt sophomore from Jacksonville, Florida, at bat for FAU. Hit sky high, the pop out be caught by the left fielder Hatcher, and first out of the bottom of the second. Sierra Gibson batting for the second time for FAU. The Liberty transfer, the left-hand batter, it's behind home plate off the left corner at the netting. Foul ball, strike one. Wind up outside, ball one. 1-1 is, sorry, that'll be another strike. 0-2 is the count. That will be outside, ball one. 1-2 is the count. Wind up low pitch, and Ferran goes steal second, and she doesn't, be ruled out. Second out for FAU, and Gibson staying at bat. 2-2 is the count. Bases empty. Here at the bottom of the second inning, FAU is up 4-1. Wind up, it's high over to the left center field. That's going to be caught by Hatcher, and that will retire the second inning. When we return, we'll be at the top of the third inning here on FAU Owl Radio on YouTube. Back here on FAU Owl Radio, Maddox Greenberg here, top of the third inning as FAU is up 4-1. And back at the top of the batting order for Georgia State with Ashton Schroyer, the left-handed batter from Canton, Georgia, the junior. Last year played 38 games, started in all 38 of those games as well. Martinez, left-handed Pitcher for FAU with the windup. Going to be outside, ball 1. Another windup, high pitch, 2 balls. Inside, 2 balls, 1 strike. Martinez with the windup. Outside, 3 balls, 1 strike. Martinez, windup. It's behind home plate at the top of the bat. Left side, full count. High outside, and Schroyer is walked. Now stepping up to bat for Georgia State. Will be Riley Garrett. Timeout as the pitching coach and head coach Jordan Clark speaking with pitcher Martinez. Maybe a pitching change. Martinez is out for the game. Stepping up for FAU, number 23, Autumn Courtney, who threw a complete game against Georgia State on Friday night during the second game of a doubleheader. So Autumn Courtney, familiar foe for Georgia State, is now going to be pitching for FAU, doing some practice swings. Courtney, the junior from Tappahannock, Virginia. First year at FAU, transferred from Queens. Last year at Queens, she started in 32 of the 39 games she played. Had a 1.58 ERA, struck out 257 batters, and had a 21 and 11 record. She threw the first perfect game in Queens history against North Florida last year on March 30th. Was named to the Atlantic Sun's All-Second team and was the All-Suns preseason pitcher of the year. The 6-foot Courtney in for FAU and going up against Riley Garrett. Runner on first for Georgia State. Gibbs, Schroyer at first, and first pitch by Courtney will be a ball. Two balls, no strikes. Wind up, and Garrett hits that over far to the left side, but will be beyond the foul line. 2-1 is the count. Garrett remains at home plate. 2-1 is the count. FAU has 4 hits. Georgia State has 3. Wind up and hits over to the right field, and that will be another foul ball. 2-2 is the count. That went and landed outside of the foul line. Wind up, hits high, and that goes behind me, behind the right corner out of the stadium, and remains 2-2 count. Here at the top of the third, runner on first for Georgia State. No outs, low pitch, and count is at full. Another windup. Goes and hits the foul line over on the left side. Count remains at full. Another windup, and I'll go over to the left side near the bullpen for Georgia State. So up to the left side, that'd be another foul ball. Count remains 3-2. And another ball going directly to the bullpen of Georgia State. Another foul ball, 3-2 still to count. Wind up swinging a miss. First strikeout for Courtney today. Now up to bat is the pitcher, Maia Mumfield. Swing and a miss by Mumfield, the left-handed batter, going against the right-handed pitcher for FAU. High pitch, 1-1 is the count. Another windup. Hit by Mumfield. That'll be ground ball, and that'll be easily tagged out by Gibson for FAU, the first baseman. 2 outs. Runner on second. That'll be Schroyer at second in scoring position.
Now batting, the right fielder, number 2, Kiki Edwards.
As Kiki Edwards, the right-handed batter for Georgia State, is at bat. It's sky high, goes over to the right side and behind the Owls dugout. Foul ball 1, strike 1. Wind up and hits. Looked like it hit Edwards. However, the umpire says no. That'll be a foul ball. 0-2 is the count. Hits the ground. Over on the right side, foul ball. Count remains 0-2. The wind-up ground ball inside to the left. And from Chanel to Gibson, records the third out at the top of the third inning. When we return, Georgia State will be on the defense as FAU looks to continue their scoring momentum and try to add some more points onto the board here on FAU Owl Radio. Welcome back to FAU Owl Radio. Maddox Greenberg here. FAU is up 4-1 here in the bottom of the third inning. As Zoe DeFore will be replacing, will be now playing at the second base, actually at shortstop for Georgia State. Up to bat is Mora. Mora's first hit, and that will be at the warning track over the right center field, and a quick double to open things up offensively for FAU. Chloe Yates, the catcher for FAU from Ardmore, Oklahoma, getting ready to come to bat for FAU. Little meeting between the pitcher, Mumfield, and the catcher for Georgia State, Garrett. And they'll be making a pitching change, I do believe. Yep, they will be making a pitching change. Mumfield will be out as the starting pitcher, as Emily Hodnett, now this time it is going to be Hodnett, the pitcher for Georgia State, the senior from Auburn, Georgia. Last year through a 7.73 ERA, has had a winless record of 0-5, pitched 41.2 innings, allowed 73 hits, 56 runs, 46 errors, 33 walks, 22 strikeouts, and 11 home runs. The right-handed pitcher for Georgia State getting some warm-ups here at the circle. Runner at third is Mora, so they ruled it from not a double but a triple. Actually, so it will be still a double though. She's speaking with her head coach Clark at the third base. However, Mara did record a double, so she'll be returning back to second base shortly. On deck for FAU is Chanel and Yates. Yates can be the batter for FAU, with a runner already in scoring position. 5 hits by FAU, 3 by Georgia State. Mumfield now going to be replacing Brister at first base. Mumfield heads over to first. So Georgia State makes some changes for make some defensive changes. And Yates first pitch is low, ball one. With a windup, outside, ball two. Sorry, we rule a strike, 1-1 count. Windup down the middle, 1-2 count, as that was strike two. And hit by Yates, it'll be low at the left side near the foul line. And another error by Mumfield. And Mora is safe at first. Sorry, at home. And FAU gets back on scoring runs. They're up now 5-1. That was the second error for Georgia State.
Now batting, the shortstop number 2,
Chanel now at bat for FAU, batting left. Low pitch, ball one. Hits directly behind home plate over the right side. Foul ball. So that'll be actually 2 strikes. The first one was ruled a foul ball, so 2 strikes. And wind up high pitch. And Yates stays safe at first. Actually, it'd be 1-1 count, so the first pitch was low. It was a ball. It's now at a 1-2 count. And Chanel hits it directly over to Walker at third. And Walker gets, it'll be 2 outs. And both runners are out for FAU, so bases back to being empty with 2 outs. Kylie Shelton back at bat for FAU. With 1 ball, no strikes. Outside, ball 2. Their windup and goes behind home plate and just rolls to the left dugout where Georgia State is. First foul ball, 2 balls, 1 strike. Left-handed batter Shelton going against right-handed pitcher Hodnet. Winded by Hodnet, low. 3-1 is the count. Wind up, hits Shelton on the hand, be hit by pitch, and Shelton walks at first. Semino back at bat for FAU, sophomore from Farmingdale, New York. The right-handed batter. Winded by Hodnet outside. Ball one. Sorry, that'd be ruled strike one. Winded by Hodnet low and outside. Ball one. 1-1 count. Winded by Hodnet. Down the middle. Strike two. Just outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Shelton hits it directly behind home plate over to the right side. Foul ball. Count remains 2-2. Directed by home plate again up to the right side. Count remains 2-2. Count, 2 outs, bases, runner on first, swing and a miss by Shelton, and that's the end of the 3rd inning. Owl Radio will be back for the top of the 4th here on Owl Radio. Back here on FAU Owl Radio, Maddox, Greenberg here. FAU up 5-1, same as their score against Georgia State on Friday night. And here at the top of the 4th inning as Lauren Brister from Lilburn, Georgia, the sophomore, at bat for Georgia State, batting right. Second time at bat. Courtney. And Brister has a sky high, be a fly out, and be the easily caught by Foran, the left fielder. Strike and first out. Chloe Hatcher, the sophomore from Columbus, Georgia, now at bat for Georgia State, batting right. The windup by Courtney, and it's big swing and a miss. Strike one. Another windup, big swing and a miss. Strike two. Zach Owens now having a word with Hatcher. Last year, Hatcher had a 143 batting average. Played in 23 games, did not start any games, but played in 23. Had 3 runs, 1 hit, a 14.3% slugging percentage. Was walked once, had 5 strikeouts, and 4 stolen bases. Hatcher starting this game for Georgia State in the outfield. Wind up by Courtney. The umpires ruled that a ball. Hatcher was close to hitting beyond the home plate, but resisted to. And it'll be a 1-2 count. Courtney. And that'll be just inside strike 3. And Hatcher struck out. 2 outs. Chloe Middlebrooks now at bat. The bases empty, 2 outs. High pitch by Courtney, left-handed pitcher for FAU. Sorry, right-handed pitcher for FAU. Georgia State down 4 runs. They have 2 errors. FAU has 5 hits compared to Georgia State's 3. Courtney and ball 2. Another windup down the middle. Strike 1, 2-1 count. FAU wearing blue, Georgia State wearing white, which I'm kind of surprised by. It's about 80 degrees out here in Florida. It feels way more than 80 degrees. And Georgia State wearing a shade. Down the middle. Strike 2, 2-2 count. Actually, we ruled a ball. 3-1 count. Down the middle, full count. Last time Middlebrooks was that bad, she was walked. That was in her second inning. Another windup, and Middlebrooks struck out. And that'll be the end. A quick ending to the top of the 4th. When we return, FAU will be back on offense at the bottom of the 4th inning when we return here on FAU Owl Radio on YouTube. Back here on FAU Owl Radio, Maddox Greenberg here as Georgia stays down 5-1 over Florida Atlantic in the final game of the Paradise Classic. FAU 5-0 on the season. Georgia State 0-4. And stepping up to bat for FAU on offense here in the bottom of the 4th inning is Destiny Johns, freshman. Wind up outside. Strike one. Another windup. And sky high over to the right field, but that'll be a foul ball. That had a lot of power to it. Be able to just direct the ball a little bit inside. That would have been a home run. First home run in this game. However, it was just outside and went beyond the foul line. So it'll be an 0-2 count. Outside, ball one. 1-2 is the count. Bases empty, no outs. And Johns is high. That'll be a ground ball over to the left corner. And that'll be a double for Johns as she makes her way to second base. Bella Foran, left fielder for FAU, now back to bat. Inside. Low pitch. 1-1 count. Their windup. 2-1 is the count. Inside. Ball three. With a windup. Inside. 3-2 count. And Foran hits a ground ball inside. DeFore throws it to Mumfield. First out. As John stays. Actually, no, won't be an out. Foran was able to make a to the first base safe. So it'll be Foran at first, Johns at second. Stepping up to bat for FAU will be Kylie Hammonds, who missed her freshman year 2 years ago after 3 appearances due to an arm injury. And Hammonds goes for a bunt. Won't be able to get it. Strike one. Hammonds was able to hit it, but will be going behind the foul line up the right side. 0-2 is the count. Another windup. Outside. Ball one. 1-2 count. Wind up outside. So that'll be inside, be a strikeout. First out. First baseman Sierra Gibson, her third at-bat appearance. Both runners on first and second. Wind up high and outside. That'll be a ball one. Net with a windup. Outside. Ball two. Another windup. Hits behind home plate. Be the first foul ball. 1 ball, 2 balls, 1 strike. Wind up high outside. Ball 3. 3-1 count. Full count for FAU, as that was ruled inside. The rule is strike. It's behind home plate. Count remains at full. And Gibson will be walked. Bases will be loaded for Mora, third baseman for FAU, who's on the 2024 AAC second team and was named to the NFCA Division I All-Region second team last year. Played all 57 games, 56 of those at third base last year. First pitch, just inside, strike 1. And for Mora, hits that over to a single, over to left field. Johns and Ferran both able to make it home safe. Owls are up 7-1 with only 1 out. Runners on the corners. No, runners have first, second, and thirds, both in scoring position. Now up to bat is Chloe Yates. A two-run double by Gibson sets it up for good company for Yates. As first pitch, actually 2 strikes, strike 2. Another windup. And Yates, that's over into the Georgia State bullpen. Off to the left side. Count remains 0-2. High pitch, ball 1. Wind up and hits the top of her bat. We ground out to the second baseman, Ashton Schroyer, who throws over to Mumfield at first. Second at be the second out. However, FAU gets another. Actually, it still says 1 out. FAU is up 8-1 here at the bottom of the 4th. Only 1 out. And Chanel hits a sky high into center field. That'll be a fly out. That'll be easily caught by the center fielder for Georgia State. And we're heading to the 5th inning here on FAU Owl Radio. Back here on FAU Owl Radio, Maddox Greenberg here, heading up to the top of the 5th inning as Georgia stays down 8-1. FAU score 3 runs at the bottom of the 3rd. Now up to bat for Georgia State is Mackenzie Walker, and she hits a swings and a miss, strike 1. Walker, the senior from Marietta, Georgia. Last year hit .340 batting average, 8 runs, 18 hits, 2 doubles, 7 RBIs. And down the middle, 0-2. One-two count. They wind up, and a ground out goes to Johns, who throws it over to Gibson. First recorded out here at the top of the 5th. Sierra Jefferson back in the game for FAU. Wind up high and above. Be ball 1. Wind up ball 1. Ball 1, strike 1, 1-1 count. Just outside, 2-1 count. Wind up, and Jefferson hits it and be easily caught by in that pop out to Gibson. 2 outs.
Now batting, the
Second baseman Ashton Schroyer back at bat. Wind up and hits the tip of the bat behind home plate, be a foul ball. 0-1 count. It's behind home plate at the left corner. Foul ball 2. 0-2 count. The top of the bat behind outside of the left side of the stadium remains 0-2. Our wind up, swing and a miss by Schroyer, and now ended early, very quickly here for Georgia State at the top of the 5th. When we return, FAU's looking to get two more runs on the board. If so, that will end the game early. We'll be back here on the FAU Owl Radio Show. Back here on the FAU Owl Radio, Maddox, Greenberg, Georgia State down 1 run to 8. FAU with the 7-run lead. And here's at the bottom of the 7th. Kylie Shelton at bat for FAU to kick things off, the Colgate transfer. Georgia State is now heavily focused on their defense, trying to prevent any more runs by FAU in order to keep this game going. Shelton hits it over behind the Georgia State bullpen on the left side. Foul ball 1. Shelton hits it over, and that'd be a single hit into the left center field. Shelton gets to first base. Now stepping up to bat for FAU is going to be a pinch hitter, as Clark is speaking to the umpire about the batting change. At bat will be Cameron Guthrie, freshman from Burnett, Texas. The left-handed batter. Guthrie, pinch hitter, with a runner on first. First pitch to Guthrie is a strike. Pinch runner for FAU is Abby Oda. 1-1 count. Another windup. Swing and the miss by Guthrie. 1-2. No outs. Georgia State is all defensive heavy at this point. Down by 7 runs, more than 8, and the game will be over. Strike out Guthrie, first out. Up to bat will be Destiny Johns. Starting from the 5th to the 7th inning, if a team is up by more than 8 runs, the game will be over. Georgia State knows this, and they have to think defensively what they're going to do. They allow FAU to have 9 hits in this game. And Johns hit it over sky high to a fly out that'll be caught by the left fielder, Hatcher. And that'll be the second out. Runner on first for Bella Foran. Wind up inside, strike 1. Another windup. And Foran hits it, and that'll be caught by Hatcher again, the left field. Nothing for FAU scoring-wise. And Georgia State play a strong defense there. First time preventing FAU from scoring in an inning since the bottom of the second. When we return here on FAU Owl Radio, Georgia State looks to get some more points on the board to close the margin and try to get back to try to tie this game up here on FAU Owl Radio. Back here on FAU Owl Radio, Maddox Greenberg here. FAU is up 8-1. Here at the starting at the top of the 6th inning. And for Georgia State now at bat. It'll be number 16, Riley Garrett. Freshman back at bat for Georgia State. Winded by Courtney high, ball 1. Georgia State looking to add points on the board, closing the margin a bit to try to get it in within their favor. They have not scored since the top of the first. Won't be swinging the miss, hit by the ball, hit by the bat, but will be in foul ball as it rolled to Georgia State's bullpen. Winded by Courtney, down the middle. Strike 2, 1-2 is the count. high pitch, 2-2 is the count. Courtney, the right-handed pitcher, going against the right-handed batter. Swing and a miss by Garrett, and the first strikeout. First out. Mumpfield. Maia Mumpfield. At bat, batting left. The windup, high pitch, ball one. One out, base is empty. FAU is up 8-1. Their windup, swings, hits, rolls out into the center field. Mumpfield gets to first. Kiki Edwards, right fielder, at bat with one out, runner on first. Edwards struck out once. That'd be strike one. Another windup by Courtney, and Edwards is sky high, and that goes into the bullpen of Georgia State off the left side. Foul ball, 0-2 is the count. Wind up low. Be a foul ball. Remains 0-2. Wind up by Courtney. Thrown from Mora at second. Takes out Mumpfield. As Edwards is able to get to first. Now up to bat, Lauren Brister. It'd be a pitching change, I believe. The entire team is huddled at the FAU dugout. I'm wondering what's happening. I thought it was gonna be a pitching change. I think the head coach, Becca Owens, called a timeout. I believe it is a timeout we're at. So with that, we'll take a little break here on FAU Owl Radio. We're back here on FAU Owl Radio. Maddox Greenberg here. Turns out one of the base runners is also off base. They ruled it a double out. So Georgia State now on defense. FAU's back on offense. FAU looking to get 2 more runs in to win the game. And starting at bat is number 21, Yanni Guzman for FAU, batting right. Outside. Ball 1. Outside. Ball 2. And wind up high. Ball 3. Hodnet almost about to walk Guzman. And wind up, and Guzman is walked. Not something I wanted to see if you are the pitching coach for Georgia State, nor the pitcher, Hodnet. And FAU is on base from a walk. No outs, runner on first. At bat now is first baseman Sierra Gibson. The windup to the left-hand batter. Strike 1. Here comes the pitch, and Gibson throws it to shortstop, and Guzman is out as Gibson's at first. Josiana Mora back at bat for the 4th time. The runner on first, 1 out. Up by 7. Mora hits a sky high. That'd be a fly out. That'd be caught by the center fielder for Georgia State. Peyton O'Connor, the center fielder for Georgia State, who subs in. And now a pinch hitter. Chloe Yates re-entering the game. Looked like with a pinch hitter was going to be Corinne Daymire, but I guess Coach Clark had a change of heart and is bringing back in Yates. Chloe Yates, the right-handed batter with 2 outs. Runner on first. Wind up, Yates hits a sky high. That's going out of the ballpark off the left side, foul line. Foul ball, strike 1. Low pitch, and with that error, Gibson runs to second. I got runner in scoring position. Yates last year led the Lobos of New Mexico in 10 home runs and 34 RBIs. She had a 9-game hitting streak. Game hitting streak. Close the season. The ball goes behind home plate. 1-2 count. All Yates has to do is hit a ground ball single or a double that will send the runner Gibson's at second base home, putting the Owls up by 8. And Yates, that'd be a fly out. And that won't do it. FAU still up though, 8-1 as we're heading to the top of the 7th here on FAU Owl Radio. back here on FAU Owl Radio. Maddox Greenberg here. In the top of the 7th and final inning of this game between Georgia State and Florida Atlantic, FAU is up by 7 runs, 8-1, with the new pitcher for FAU, Kelsey Endress, the junior from Brownsburg, Indiana, in the circle. And the first pitch goes over to the right field, caught by number 4, Abby Oda. First out recorded as Lauren Brister couldn't get the home run. And not Maia Mumfield, it will be Morgan Willingham, the freshman at bat, batting right, going against the right-hand pitcher. That'll be ruled outside, ball 1. Owls 2 outs away from winning the game and winning their 6th straight. Low pitch, outside, ball 2. This is something that Endress doesn't want to do. As a closing pitcher, your whole goal is to get 1, 2, 3, strike out each player. First pitch, though, was a fly out to the right field that was caught, so it was a 1 out. And now having 3 balls, now 3 balls against Morgan Willingham. Down the middle, first strike. High into the air to the left center field, and that won't be caught as Ferran was close but couldn't get her hand on it, and Willingham is able to get to second. That'll be a double. Now stepping up to bat is Peyton O'Connor now, the left-handed batter. First pitch is once again outside. It'd be a ball 1. The pitch clock down to 8. Hit inside, ground ball. It gets to first base, second out to Gibson at second. Mackenzie Walker for Georgia State. She has the power in her hands to keep the game going for Georgia State and keep their day and not end the game. Inside. Ball 1. Endress with a windup. Ground ball. And Walker is out. 3 outs. FAU wins their 6th game of the season. They're a perfect 6-0 on the season as they win 8-1 over Georgia State. They are now 2-0 against the Georgia State Panthers. Georgia State falls to 0-5 on the season. FAU, their next game will be against Minnesota this upcoming Thursday at 6 p.m. on Owl Radio. We'll have that coverage for you. Tomorrow we'll have a coverage of the men's basketball game between Florida Atlantic against Charlotte with Chris Talt and Nathan Kors providing the coverage for you. Once again, FAU wins 8-1 over Georgia State. Thank you for listening to FAU Owl Radio on YouTube. I am Maddox Greenberg. Have a good day, ladies and gentlemen.